Dear students, good evening. I am Ramdas. I welcome you to my channel Maths from Basics for you. Dear students, before I start, I would like to ask you, how are you? It's long time that I have met you, probably 1 month, because I was busy in making videos for 8th standard, 7th standard, 10th standard. So I tried, let me see how would be the response if I conduct classes for 7th standard, 10th standard, because I wanted to start classes right from 7th standard and prepare them for engineering or for higher studies. So that's the reason I could not concentrate on you students, my favorites. So today I am back for my PUC, diploma and engineering students. So in the previous classes, I have done a lot of problems for you. I hope you have not forgotten me, but I cannot forget you, I'll never forget you. So I hope you to remember me. Dear students, this is my class number, once again repeat, this is my class number 46 for you, part 1. So today's class would be on circles. So I think most of you will be happy too, because you want to learn what circles are. To be very frank, I'll tell you, some students, some category students, let's say about 20 to 30% of the students, they ignore this, they want to avoid in the examination because they have choices in the examination. So they do not want to take chances with circles because they feel it is very tough, and probably some of the students would not have got good teaching faculties to handle circles, or they would have not shown interest to learn it. So in fact, circles are very, very simple, very easy to understand. It's just like arithmetic. So very easy to understand. So here I am to teach you circles and make you feel comfortable, and I will definitely like this class on circles. So dear students, so here what I will be trying to teach you is, first I want to show you how to derive the fundamental equation to a circle, then general equation to a circle, and later on parametric equations to circle, and lastly diametric equations to circle. So what we'll do, to begin with, we'll start with fundamental equations to circle and general equation to circle and do some problems on it, because this will help you, because I want to prepare you methodically so that you'll understand and you'll feel very, very comfortable. Otherwise, if I mix everything, you'll feel really bored up and you'll not like things. So there's a way to make you learn, and I am there to do things. So before I start, I usually remind you of my funda. Learn maths right from basics. I am here to teach you maths right from basics. So let's start, dear students. So dear students, now in order to prove this fundamental equation circle, we have to make use of distance formula. So I have already drawn a circle here, and if you want the definition of circle, the definition, but you are inclined to know the definition of circle, I'll write on the board, because I'll make a note on that, and again I'll connect you, because if I start writing, it will consume a lot of time and you'll be fed up. So I give a break, I'll give the note, and then let's start fundamental equations to circle. So dear students, definition of the circle: it is defined as a locus of a point which moves in a plane such that its distance from a fixed point is always constant. So dear students, if we take this figure here, supposing this, I call this C as the center, I take the coordinates of this as alpha, comma beta, and the point P, x comma y. So what happens here, if you consider the point C, which coordinates are alpha comma beta, and a point P, which is the locus of the point which moves around in a circle, that is, it moves in a fixed point, in a fixed path, such that its distance from the center is always constant, and this is called a circle. So dear students, so nobody in the examination for you, they will not ask you a definition on circles. If at all there is a question of circle, there will be for 1 mark, the locus of a point is known as dash, something like that sort. So you have to fill that, you'll get 1 mark. So you not have to scratch your head on this. So we'll start now to find out or how to derive the fundamental equation to a circle. So what I'll do is I'll give outline and then I'll start deriving the equation, fundamental equation. Now dear students, now here let us consider a point C, which is nothing but the origin, that is at the center, with a radius r, because once you say at a fixed point from center to this point P, it means to say it is a radius, right? Now supposing I take this line separately, call this point C with coordinates, either usually I use alpha cum beta, but what has happened is most of the textbooks, most of the YouTubers, they rarely use this alpha cum beta because it gets confused with x. So that's the reason probably they may be avoiding to use this. So either they will use C as h comma k or C as a comma b. So I was particular about this, but seeing this YouTube and I start using this concept for you, this notation, you may get confused while doing the problem and may not like this. So what I thought, either I'll try to follow this notation or this. So most probably I like to go with C equals to, because you have ABC. So we are going to learn from ABC instead of HK. Well, let us start from beginning. So AB. So what I'll do, I'll use C as this concept. So what I'll do, I'll change this coordinates as A comma B. Happy? So I hope you are happy now. You are comfortable too. So what I'll do, I'll consider a point C having coordinates A and B, and here you have a point P, x comma y. So using distance formula, what is the distance formula? D equals to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, isn't it? This is a distance formula, provided the centers are like what, C equals to x1 y1, and if this is P equals to x2 y2. What do you do when you calculate the distance formula? x2 minus x1 y2 minus y1. So here x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square under the root, right? So instead of that, we'll use what I'll do, instead I'll use what I had told you, distance formula, and I'll rub this to, so under the root x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square. This looks like f, I'll rub this, the whole square. This is nothing but the distance formula. So using this, because why I am using distance formula here is the distance between the point C and P is nothing but the radius, and radius is a constant. So here this distance also is constant because CP we already defined the coordinates, isn't it? Likewise, what I'll do, I'll use radius for that instead CP. Instead of D, I'll use C. So what I'll do here, I'll replace this D by CP, which is nothing but R, and this is nothing but this, right? So what I'll do, using this concept, I'll try to derive the fundamental equation, or sometimes it's called standard equation to a circle, right? We'll go ahead, let's start. So I'll rub this to derive a fundamental equation equation is also called standard equation. Standard equation to a circle. So what I'll do, as said earlier, I'll use distance formula, that is by using the distance formula. Here instead of D I'll mention CP, that is CP is nothing but the radius, which is equals to distance formula is what? Under the root x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square, isn't it? So squaring both sides, if I square both sides, what happens? This becomes r square equals to what I'll do? This is nothing but yes. So the square root vanishes. I left it what? X minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square. This is the fundamental equation to a circle. What is this? This is the fundamental or standard equation to a circle, right? So very simple, very easy to remember and very easy to derive in the event you forget. Now dear students, after having learnt the fundamental equations, let's go ahead and try to learn what is the general equation to a circle. It's very simple. Here dear students, one thing what you need to know is, in the event or in the event if I expand this, if I solve this equation, you will get the general equation to a circle. Let's do it. So what I'll do, I'll rub this. So what I'll do, to derive a general to the circle. So we'll draw. Now what happens is, I have told you, in order to get to derive general equation, I have to expand the fundamental equation. What is the fundamental equation? So that is r square equals to x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square, isn't it? What I'll do, I'll interchange this RH to LHS, LHS to RHS. So what happens here? X minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. right? So now what I will do, I will expand this. What happens to this if I expand? These are the form a minus b the whole square, which is nothing but a square minus 2ab plus b square. Here a is x, here a equals to x, b equals to a or b, whatever it is. So what happens here? This becomes, this is x square minus 2ax plus b square, sorry, a square, because we have a square plus y square minus 2by minus 2by plus b square equals to r square. So I will rub this. So now what I will do, I will rearrange this. So what I do by rearranging, we get what? That is x square plus y square, I will take this, minus 2ax, then I will take this, minus 2by, then I will take this, a square plus b square equals to r square. Done. So I will bring this r square to the left hand side. So this is equals to x square plus y square minus 2ax minus 2by plus a square plus b square minus r square equals to 0. I will rub this. So here we have minus sign. So I want to convert this minus into plus sign. In the event, if I multiply throughout by minus sign, here also will get minus, other side will get minus. That is not the way. So what I will do is substitute minus a equals to g. Let minus a equals to g. Therefore, this is nothing but a equals to, therefore a equals to minus g. Can I do that? How I got this? Multiply both sides by minus sign. If I multiply both sides by minus sign, this minus will become plus and this plus will become minus. Done. Similarly, I will put minus b equals to f. So b equals to minus f. And as what is this? These are nothing but constants. A square is a constant, b square is a constant, and as well as r square also is a constant, because the radius is constant. So instead of all these values, right, let me replace this with another constant c. I replace this. So let a square plus b square minus r square equals to what? C. Done. So what happens to this equation? I rub this. So I call this as equation 1. So if substitute all these values, if I substitute all these values in equation 1, what happens? So I'll rub this also. So equation 1 becomes what? That is x square plus y square, this minus plus 2 gx, because here minus a becomes g, we will have 2gx plus 2 fy, because minus b becomes minus f, so minus f minus b becomes minus b becomes f, that becomes 2 fy, and this becomes plus c equals to 0. So this is the general equation. This is nothing but the general equation to a circle. So dear students, you cannot forget this equation as long as you are doing your problems on circles. Very important formula. So if you are good in this with slight modifications and all those things, the same formulas with modification can be used to find parabolas, hyperbolas, ellipse. Okay. So now time being we are learning circles, let us focus our attention only on circles. Let us not think about parabola or hyperbola or any gola. So we will concentrate only gola, circle. So dear students, that is now having learned this, so I call this as equation 2. Now we have learnt fundamental equation to a circle, general equation to a circle. Now we need to know how to find the center of the circle and how to find the radius of the circle. Very simple. So let's go for it. So to find the center of the circle, we have denoted this center as C, and coordinates are a comma b, that is a comma b, isn't it? But what is a and what is b from this? A is minus g, b is minus f. We substitute this, that is c is equals to minus g comma minus f. So this is the center of a circle. Okay, so students, how to find the center of circle? This is one, because a is minus g and b is minus f. We got it. Done. Now after having learnt this, let us find the radius of the circle. So I'll rub this. I'll rub this too. Now to find the radius of the circle, the short form for circle, so dear students, we know that we have just learnt a square plus b square minus r square equals to c, right? So I'll write this a little nearer. that is equals to C, isn't it? So from this equation, can't you find the radius? Yes sir, why not? See, we have a square plus b square minus r square equals to C. We have substituted this value, isn't it? So what I'll do, I'll bring this C towards the left hand side, I'll remove this to the right hand side. So this becomes what I call this as equation 3. From equation 3, r square equals to what? That is a square plus b square minus c, correct? What I have done, I have brought this here and I have moved this here. So this minus r square becomes plus r square and plus c becomes minus c. Now what is r? Because this is r square. Therefore r equals to square root of a square plus b square minus c, right? Agreed? I'll rub this. But what is A is minus G and B is minus F, which substitute the value here. But A equals to minus G and B equals to minus F. I call this as equation 4. Substitute it in equation 4. This is our equation 4. What happens? So that is R equals to, what is A? Minus G. So this is minus G square plus minus F square minus C. So what happens to this? This becomes R equals to square root of G square plus F square minus C. So this is how to find the radius of the given circle. Dear students, please remember this. Please remember this formula is very important. We have found out how to calculate the fundamental equations to a circle, the general equation to a circle, then to find the radius of a circle and to find the center of a circle. So if you are thorough with this, I'll tell you problems or equations of circles will be cakewalk for you, because you know the concept, the basics of circle. So that's reason I always tell you, learn maths right from basics. I am here to teach you maths right from basics. Yes, but dear students, this is all about the basics of circle. You should know certain conditions are there which is important for you to note before doing problems on this. So what they are, I'll let you know. So I'll rub this first. So dear students, we have found the radius of the given circle. Now please note that, note, if g square plus f square minus c, if g square plus f square minus c becomes 0, then the circle, we don't have a circle, we call a dot circle or a point circle. Then it's a point or dot circle. So it means to say that we don't have a circle, but we have only a small dot, right? If g square plus f square minus c is greater than 0, then the circle is real. It means to say we definitely have a circle, there exists a circle. If the sum of g square plus f square minus c is greater than 0, then the circle is real. What if it is less than 0? That is g square plus f square minus c, if it is greater than, if it is less than 0, then the circle is imaginary. Imaginary means to say that there cannot exist a circle. So even if this, it can be an imaginary circle which only you and I should dream of. So it's an imaginary circle. These conditions are important while looking problems on circles. So dear students, what I would like to emphasize here, if you are good in all this, that is fundamental equations, general equations, how to find the radius and how to find the center of the circle, we can work some important problems on circle, and circle will be at your fingertips and you will find it very easy and relaxed. So you will never say circle. The first question you would attempt the examination is on circle only. I am sure about it, because trigonometry, circles, differentiation, it's always easy for you provided you know the concept, the basics. So without much delay, let's start problems now. So dear students, we are going to learn the first problem on circles. Very important, very simple problem, and you can easily do it provided you know the fundamental formula to solve this. So here he has given, find the center of the find the equation of the circle whose center is 4, 5 and radius is 8 units. So here given what? Data. Center is 4, 5 and radius r equals to 8 units. So we have to find the equation to this circle. So we have the fundamental equation to the circle, that is what? X minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. So this is our fundamental equation, right? So instead of writing and wasting my time, I have just written fundamental equation. Okay. Now here A is, so this is our A and this is our B and this is our R. So what happens to this? So this becomes, don't put this at X, put it for A, because they are the, because C is what? Here I will mark it here. I will take this point C, that is 4, 5, and we have a point P whose coordinates are x, y, and we have a radius R which is equals to 8. Done. So this is x minus 4 the whole square plus y minus 5 the whole square equals to 8 square. So let's expand this. So what happens to this? This becomes x square minus 8x, that is 2ab. 2 into 4 is 8 into x, 2x plus 16, 4 4 are 16 plus y square minus 10y plus 25 equals to 64. 8 square is 64. So what happens to this? I will rearrange this. This is x square plus y square minus 8x minus 10y plus 16 plus 25 is 41 equals to 6. I love this. So that equals to x square plus y square minus 8x minus 10y. So if I bring the 64 towards left hand side, we get minus 64 plus 41. On the right hand side we will have 0. So what happens to this? This is nothing but x square plus y square minus 8x minus 10y. So 64 minus 41, this is 323. So minus 23 equals to 0. So I love this. We have x square plus y square minus 8x minus 10y minus 23 equals to 0. This is a required equation to the circle. So this is the required equation to the circle. So this means circle, the short form of circle is like this. So in the examination you, okay, I will leave to you whether to write full circle itself or short form, both. So dear students, circles I told you know, it's very simple provided you remember the formula. Substitute the values just like in arithmetic and see the fun. You can easily solve this problem. So dear students, we will go for the next problem. Dear students, we have the second problem. With slight modification I have changed it. It is problem number 2. So here the centers are minus 2, 3. and radius is 5 units. So it is similar to the previous problem, only thing I have changed the value of center, that is -2, the coordinate, that is -2, 3. Because I want to, in the examination, if you get this, I don't want you to just leave it or commit some error and lose the marks. So very simple, I'll tell you how to go about it. So here C equals to what? -2, 3 and our radius equals to 5 units. Done. Using the fundamental equation to a circle, we get what is the fundamental equation of circle, that is x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. So here please note, here I took this problem deliberately to teach you this. So what you do is, so this is x minus, so a is -2, so write that -2, right, the whole square plus y minus 3 the whole square equals to 5 square. So minus into minus becomes plus, that is x plus 2 the whole square plus y minus 3 the whole square equals to 25. 5 square is 25. So the reason deliberately I took this problem. So in the examination, whether he gives -2 or -3, use the same technique and show that in the bracket, because I don't want you to go wrong. I could have easily said x plus 2 and I could have proceeded, but I want you to learn. That's the reason I took this problem to teach you, because there might be some weak students, so they'll be wondering how come the formula it says x minus 2 into y, plus y minus b, here it says plus. Only to teach you I have taught this. Remember this, because most likely in examination they will not give cakewalk problems, they will give you with some sort of tricks, and the trick is this: they will give -2. So don't get shocked or don't be confused. You can solve any problem with ease, provided you learn. So one more, this is what? So a plus b the whole square is, I'll for some benefits, a plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Done. So this becomes x square plus 4x plus 4 plus y square minus 6y, 6y plus 9 equals to 25. Now I'll rub this. So in this case the radius is 5 and this is -2, 3. Done. So what happens to this? That becomes x square plus y square, by rearranging y square plus 4x minus 6y plus 4 plus 9, that is plus 13 equals to 25. So I'll bring this 25 to the left hand side. That is x square plus y square plus 4x minus 6y. So this is minus 25 plus 13 equals to 0. So that is nothing but x square plus y square plus 4x minus 6y. 25 minus 13 is 12, minus 12 equals to 0. This is a required equation to the circle. So this is the required equation to the circle. So dear friends, very nice problem, very simple problem. So you didn't have to think about this problem, straight away substitution and do it. We'll go for the third problem. So dear students, the next problem, find the equation of the circle whose center is at 3, minus 4 and its radius is 5 units. Also, we are supposed to show that the circle passes through the origin. What do you mean by this? It passes through the origin. So here, dear students, please remember this particular point, which is very important. So in the event, for example, I'll tell you this. Now we take a circle here, right? I write a circle here whose center is here, that is C, can be, this is case A comma B, and P equals to x comma y. This is a circle which is in the first quadrant, right? And here, if you call this as y axis and this is our x axis, right? Here, this point, if you take a perpendicular from y, then and a perpendicular from x, right? So it gives the coordinates, right? So x coordinate and y coordinate. But in this case, he says the circle passes, you have to show that the circle passes to the origin. It means to say that the axis passes through the coordinate points and the center of the circle. That's the thing is. Now how do you prove this? And that is possible. What do you do? Now supposing you take this, I am trying to explain this problem to you so that whenever they ask you, because usually these sort of the questions they ask in the examination, and what will happen, some students the moment they see, show that the circle passes through the origin. I have seen while correcting question the answer sheets, some students they will do the first part of the problem and the second part leave it as it is. Okay, very simple the moment you know the concept. Here what you have to prove, see now if you compare this a general equation, I have taught you general equation, that is what, x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. This is our general equation to a circle, right? General equation, isn't it? So if the circle has to pass to the origin, it means to say that the c should becomes equals to 0. If c becomes 0, then the circle will definitely pass to the origin, because we know that we have c equals to what? A square plus b square minus r square, isn't it? So what will be the radius? It has no radius itself because it will be passing to the center. It means to say radius will be equals to 0. Once this becomes 0, so definitely the circle will pass through the origin. So what you have to do? You have to show that there is no constant term in the equation. Once there is no constant term in the equation, it means to say the circle passes through the origin. We will see. So when we solve this problem, that is using fundamental equation, if there is no C term, it means to say it passes through the origin. Let's work this problem. I will make it more clearer to you. I'll rub this. So here the problem is what? R is 5 units, definitely 5, and this is 4 comma 3 comma 4. 3 comma minus 4, isn't it? So as usual, we'll use thing before that. Here center C equals what? 3 comma minus 4. The centers are 3 comma minus 4, and radius equals to 5 units, right? Now using the fundamental equation to the circle, what do we have? That is x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square, right? So I call this equation as 1. So what happens here? That is x minus a is 3 square plus y minus b is minus 4, minus b for 4, that is square. I have to add floor bracket because there cannot be two common brackets. So this becomes what? Equals to r is 5 square. Done. So this becomes what? This becomes x square minus 6x plus 9 plus y square, minus into minus becomes plus. So this becomes plus 8y plus 16 equals to 25. So how you got this? Y minus of 4 the whole square, that becomes y plus 4 the whole square, that is nothing but y square plus 2ab. 2 is ab, y into 8, this becomes 8y plus 16. That's all, y square plus 8y plus 16 I have done. Okay. So what happens to this? This becomes x square plus y square plus 9 sorry, we have minus 6x plus 8y plus 9 plus 6 is 25. This is plus 25 minus equals to 25 on the right hand side. 25 on the right hand side. So I rub this. This is equals to what? X square plus y square minus 6x plus 8y. If I bring this 25 to minus towards left hand side, it becomes plus 25 minus 25 equals to 0. I brought this 25 into the left hand side. So what happens? Plus 25 minus 25 cancels. What happens to this equation? This becomes x square plus y square minus 6x plus 8y. So here c term is 0. So c is not at all there. So 0. So now I call this as equation 2. This problem only I am trying to elaborate and show you the difference. Once you know the difference in the examination, you can easily solve this problem. So what I will do, from the general equation, we have what? X square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. This is our general equation. Now I call this equation as equation 3. Then this equation 2 and equation 3 are quite similar to each other, but for the constant. Here there is no constant, but here we have a constant. So it means to say that since we do not have a constant term in this equation, it is definitely passing to the origin. So what you have to know, write in the examination, since we do not have a constant term c in the equation, it means to say that it is definitely passing to the origin. In the event if we had minus c or plus c, whatever constant we had got, minus 25 or minus 10 or plus 42, whatever it is, then it would have passed the origin. Since we do not have a constant term in this equation, it is passing to the origin. So make a note. So comparing, what I will write? I will write this. Now comparing equation 2 and 3, we find that there is no constant term in equation 2. There is no constant term in equation 2. Therefore, the circle passes through the origin. Hence proved. See dear students, a simple problem. If you had failed to understand this particular sentence, you wouldn't leave the problem in the examination. I told you some students, they'll answer the first part of the problem and second part they'll leave it because they don't know this condition. Why it happens? The sir would have taught you in the classroom, but you will be busy talking to your neighbor. At that point of time, you would have missed this particular important point, or you would have studied from the textbook. So what I advise here is, whenever you are studying or attending the class, try to focus 100% of your concentration on the board and listen to the lecture very carefully, because once you listen carefully, that is 100 times better than you reading at home. Because as a student, I always used to sit in the first bench and always used to focus my attention eye to eye contact with the lecturer and listen it very carefully, because every word, every point is important. If you miss this, definitely gone. In some other day, I'll tell you how one person failed because of one particular problem. I'll tell you about it next time, but this is important to know and note that you have to remember this. So, you have understood. I have proved that therefore the circle passes to the origin. The circle passes to the origin only for the one condition, there is no constant term in this equation what you have done. So, hence proved. So, we will go for the next problem. I hope I made it very clear. So, dear students, if you realize how much of pain and how much of dedication and how much of interest I am imparting to you while teaching, so at least for that, as a gratitude, please like, share my videos and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell button, because it is very important if you press the bell button, because when you click the bell button, whatever videos I post, you'll start getting the intimation of that, a notification of that, and you can be aware that I have or I'm going to post some next video for your benefit. Whatever I'm doing is only for your benefit, not for my benefits. So please try to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I don't only ask for myself. There are a lot of YouTubers which will be following. They put lot of efforts, hard work to see that they do something good for you. But on the contrary, you just watch and ignore it. Look at just think about their patience, their time they have given to you. Very important for you. So dear students, even for them also, whenever you have listened to them, whenever you have watched, it's your duty to subscribe to them, because you have to reward their hard work. I have done hard work, I deserve to have your subscription. So dear students, please subscribe to my channel. So dear students, here we have the next problem. A circle passes through the point 2, minus 3 and has its centers 4, 4. Find its equation. That is, you have to find the equation of this circle. So here if you observe keenly, we have been given the points and the centers, but not the radius. So in this case, radius is missing. So here, what has happened here? He has given so we have point P is 2, minus 3 and center is 4. So here the problem is a simple problem. First thing is we have to find the radius of the circle. How do you find the radius circle? You use a fundamental equation to circle and we'll find the radius, and later on for the same circle we are going to add that radius and try to find the equation to the circle. So let's start. Let's go ahead. How to do? Here the points, the point P, that is 2, minus 3 is given, and center C is 4, 4 and radius R equals to question mark, isn't it? All these problems, what all problems were done earlier, we had radius, but in this problem we don't have radius, but we have points, that is 2, minus 3. So very simple problem. You can do it on your own, but you need my assistance for the first problem. We'll do it using what? The fundamental equation. Fundamental equation to a circle. That is what? This is our solution. What is the solution? X minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square, right? So, dear students, you have to analyze here one thing. So, he has given the points. What does that mean? So, let us take a figure here. So, I had actually given an explanation earlier. So, let's this are imagine this is our thing. We have the center, that is 4, 4, and P is 2, minus 3, right? And the radius R we don't know. We have to find the radius. How do you find? What do you mean by this 2, minus 3? So we have the x coordinate. This is nothing but our x coordinate, and this is our y coordinate. I'm just trying to make you understand how do you use this line, what is the meaning of this. So now this is our y axis, this is our x axis. See, whatever problems we do when you are plotting the graph, you have been taught, if you go towards the right, x is positive. If you go upward, y is positive. If you go towards left, x is negative, and if you go downwards, y is negative, isn't it? Here, if you observe the problem, you have 2, 3. So what does it mean? The circle is not in the first quadrant, but it is in the fourth quadrant, because x coordinate, see, for example, I'll rub this. So you have understood this, I'll rub this. So what if the same circle I draw it, right? And I'll extend this. This is our y coordinate and this is our x coordinate, okay. X axis. So this is the center. So x is positive, that is 2. So this is our x is, if you draw a perpendicular from x axis, this is our 2 units, and if you draw a perpendicular from y axis, it means to say we have minus 3 units. So it means to say the circle is in the fourth quadrant. So now these quadrants will not affect us in any way, but only to make you understand what is the meaning of this 2, minus 3. I showed you this. So there is nothing to, definitely nothing to do with your problem. So try to understand and analyze this. That's the reason I taught you this. So I rub this. So here, what is the x coordinate? X is plus 2 and y equals to minus 3. Substitute these values in place of x and y, and the remaining values as it is. Then you can easily find the value of r. I call this as equation 1. By substituting the values of x equals to 2 and y equals to minus 3 in equation what? 1. And what else? and we have center, that is A equals to 4 and B equals to A equals to 4 and B equals to 4. I substitute these values in equation 1. So what happens then? Therefore, that is equation 1 becomes what? Becomes x is 2 minus B, A is 4 the whole square plus y is minus 3 minus 4 the whole square equals to r square, which we have to find out, equals to r square. So I rub this. What happens to this? Plus 2 minus 4, that first you have within the bracket we have to simplify, that becomes minus 2. So this is nothing but minus 2 the whole square plus minus 3 is minus 7, that is minus 7 the whole square equals to r square. So what happens to this? This becomes 4 plus 7 7s are 49 equals to r square, right? Which is nothing but r square equals to 53 or r equals to square root of 53. So what happens to this? We have found out this is square root of 53. Done. Now what we'll do, once we have found out this, we can straight away use this in the fundamental equation, because all the values are known now. We know the points, we know the center, we know also the radius. So what else you want? Only the solution, isn't it? We'll do it. So I'll write about this. So now substituting these values in fundamental equation of the circle. According to figure, it was equation 1, isn't it? So what is the equation? That is x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. Here what has happened? Now substituting these values in equation, what I am going to substitute? Not for x, already we have found substituted, we have got the values of r. Now what we will do? We will use substitute the value of a and b and r, the fundamental equation whatever it is, we will try to find the equation to the circle. So what happens here? That is nothing but x minus a is how much? Centers 4 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square equals to root 53 the whole square. Done. I'll rub this. So what happens to this? This equals to x square minus 8x plus 16 plus y square minus 8y plus 16, because both are 4, that's the reason. So this becomes root 53 square, here becomes 53, becomes 53. How? Root x into root x equals to x, and root 53 into root 53 equals 53. So what do you mean by this? This is root 53, the square is nothing but this. So we got this. So what happens? I bring this here, that is equals to what? So we'll rearrange this. This becomes x square plus y square minus 8x minus 8x minus 8y minus 8y. We have plus 16 here, and plus 16 will become plus 32 plus 32 equals to 53, right? So next step, that is x square plus y square minus 8x minus 8y, so plus 32 minus 53 equals to 0. That is equals to what? X square plus y square minus 8x minus 8y minus, because minus sign is greater than plus, so minus 53 plus 32, that is 21. So minus 21 equals to 0. This is a required equation to the circle. So this is the required equation to the circle. So dear students, now the previous problem and this problem are nothing but the examination problems. So you can expect these sort of problems in fundamental equation to a circle. Apart from this, we will not. Later on, we will try to do some more problems. If required, we will do some problems on general equations too. So we will stop here and we will continue after the break. So dear students, we have a problem here. Find the equation of circle with centers minus 4, comma minus 3 and passes to the points 2, comma 2. In the previous problem, we got the same center, but the points were different. But now we are asked to find this problem. Let us do this problem. Here, solution. Center, nothing but we have denoted this as A comma B, which is nothing but minus 4 comma minus 3 and points x comma y is nothing but P 2 comma 2. So what we will do is we will use the general equation, that is a fundamental equation to a circle, to solve this problem. Now using the fundamental to the circle, that is x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. So dear students, this is the thing, but we don't know r, the radius of the circle. But what we have center, that is minus 4 minus 3, right? That is center we have minus 4 comma minus 3, and we have a point on the circumference, that is 2 comma 2. So if you are, in order to find the radius, that is from point C to point P, we will use distance formula, what I taught you earlier. So if you use this, that is, what is distance formula? Distance formula is equals to, now to find the distance Cp, which is nothing but r, we use distance formula. Okay, that is d equals to what? Under the square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus, that is y2 minus y1 the whole square. Done. I love this. So what I'll do, this is nothing but our a comma b, right? Always we use the notation a comma b, right? And this is nothing but our x comma y. So in order to make you understand, I'll use this logic. What is this? I'll call this as x2, this point as x2, and this point as y2, and I call this as x1 and this point as y1. So what is that? x2 minus x1 under the root y2 minus y1. That's what I've used here. So that gives a distance Cp. And what is Cp? Cp is nothing but r. That's what I mentioned here. That is, now distance Cp equals to r, isn't it? Which is nothing but, what I do is, I'll use it as under the root x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square. This is nothing but the same relation. So instead of x1 and y1, it is a comma b, and instead of x2 and y1, this is x comma y. So here same formula, this and this are same, but only the notation has changed. So this is the fundamental equation. How we have got it? By deriving from distance formula. So now this is our distance formula. So by this we get radius. I love this. So if you square both sides, what happens? You square both sides, that is squaring both sides. We get what? R square equals to x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square. Don't you think this is our fundamental equation, what you have been using it? Isn't it? So what I'll do, I'll use this to find the radius. I'll do this. Now, so we'll use this as usual thing. I'll make LHS equals RHS, RHS equals to less. This is nothing but what? This is nothing but x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. Now what is x? I'll take this as center point. So this becomes what? Minus 4 comma a is 2. This is the distance from this is 2. The whole square plus what is y? Minus 3 comma minus 2 equals to r square. So minus 2 minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. Minus 6 this is minus 6 the whole square plus minus 5 the whole square equals to r square. I rub this. What happens to this? Minus 6 becomes plus 6, the whole square is 36, and this becomes plus minus 5, the whole square is minus 5 plus 5, the whole square is 25, which is nothing but r square, and that is nothing but what? R square equals to 36 plus 25 is 61. Right? Therefore, r equals to square root of 61. Done. Now, once you have got radius, don't you think you can find the equation to circle using the fundamental equation to circle? Yes, why not? So, now to find the fundamental equation to the circle. What is that? That is what? X minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. What is a? A is minus 4, b is minus 3. That is x minus 4 the whole square plus y minus 3 the whole square. R square is 61, that is, I write once r is root 61 square, because I could have written directly 61, r square is 61, because I don't want you to get confused later on. So I wrote, therefore r equals to square root of 61, that is nothing but 60 to 61 itself. So I love this. What happens here? This is minus into minus plus 4 the whole square plus y plus minus minus 1 plus 3 square equals to 61, root 61 square is becomes 61, because here I have shown you. I'll rub this. So simplify this. That is plus 2ab, that is 8x, and b square, that is 4 square is nothing but 16 plus y square plus 2ab, that is 2 into 3 6y plus 3 square is 9 equals to 61. We'll simplify this. That is x square plus y square plus 8x plus 6y. 16 plus 9 is 25. I bring this to left hand side. Minus 61 equals to 0. So this is x square plus y square plus 8x plus 6y. So minus 61 plus 25, 6, 36, correct? So minus is greater, so write minus 36 equals to 0. Equals to 0. This is the equation to circle. So dear students, very simple problem. When you think you should understand it well, that's the reason I taught you what x-axis, coordinates and all that things. With that logic, with that concept, you cannot venture to forget. So dear students, we have a problem here. Find the equation of a circle passing through the origin and having its centers minus 4 comma minus 3. So what does it mean? That is x-axis is minus 4 and y-axis is minus 3. So I would like to tell you something about passing through the origin, and in two cases I will compare it so that you will get a better idea of the problem, and you should be knowing the logic behind this problems, circles. So supposing I take an example, that is, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So this is x-axis. What we do usually, towards right of x-axis we always, and this is our origin O. Supposing we move towards right of x-axis, it is considered as positive, and if you go upward from origin towards, that is y, that becomes positive, and if you go towards left of origin of x-axis, it is called, we take it as negative, and if you go downwards, it is y equals to negative, right? Having learned this, supposing I give a problem like this, where center is 2 comma 3, right? What does it mean? X-axis, so somewhere the point is here itself, because on the right side both x and y are positive, so it will be the first quadrant, because x is also positive, so towards right, and y is also positive, so the circle is correct. What if I have another circle, another circle, that is, we take center c equals to minus 2 comma 3. What does this mean? It means to say the circle x-axis is negative and y-axis is positive. It means that the circle is somewhere here, because x is negative, because you are going towards left side, consider this as negative. So this becomes what? C is nothing but minus 2 units towards left and 3 units towards right. So y is positive, it is in the second quadrant because we are going upwards, so y is comma 3, and in the event this circle, the given circle is minus 4 minus 3, it means to say both x and y are negative. It means to say the circle is here. So x-axis is negative minus 4 units and y-axis also negative downwards minus. So this. Supposing you take a circle on the fourth quadrant, what happens here? Right? So x-axis is positive, x-axis will be positive and y-axis is negative, and here all are positive, 2, 3, right? So what has happened here? These two combinations, all the values are positive here, x and y axis, but in this case x is negative and y is positive, but in the third quadrant both x and y are negative, and in the fourth quadrant x is positive but y is negative. So if you understand this concept, you can easily tackle any problem in the examination pertaining to circles. And this also applies in trigonometry, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, that is add sugar to second coffee, that we will do it later on, because when I am taking up trigonometry in detail, that time I will teach you. So now there is nothing to do with this problem, just I gave you the concept, what is the meaning of this minus 2, 3 or 3 minus 4, all those things I have taught you. So I hope this is very clear. I love this. And what if the center of the circle coincides with the origin of this x and y axis? It means to say this, that is, the circle is passing through the origin, means to say that both x and y are 0. So x-axis is 0, y-axis is 0. So in the fundamental equation put x equals to 0, y equals to 0, and that proves the circle is passing through the origin. I hope I made it very clear. So you should not have any doubts regarding the circle passing through the origin. So let's solve this problem, you will understand better. So dear students, I love this. So dear students, now we have a problem here. Find the equation of a circle passing through the origin and having centers minus 4, minus 3, right? So let us not worry about which quadrant I have to write the circle, but anyway let us write, we will follow the thing. So we have a circle, right? C is minus 4, minus 3, right? This will actually give you a very good idea, that's the reason I have written here. So here x is negative and y is negative, right? But what he says, this is the center of the circle, but it should pass to the origin. So what happens to this? I will rub this circle here in the center and I take it as the center of the circle. I'll draw a circle. So this is the origin 0 and a point, have a point C, that is minus 4, minus 3, right? So now given, that is solution, what? Origin means what? 0, 0, and center, that is A, B, nothing but what? C, minus 4, minus 3. Now using the fundamental equation to the circle, we get what? That is x minus a the whole square plus y minus b the whole square equals to r square. So from this equation we can easily find the value of r, that is we can find out the radius. So what I'll do, since it passes the origin, it means to say that the origin is 0, 0. So x will be here, since the circle passes through the origin, then x equals to 0 and y equals to 0. Please make this an important note. So remember this, since it is passing the origin, x will be 0, y will be 0. Substitute the value of x equals 0, y equals equation 1. So what happens? So I call this as equation 1. Put x equals to 0 and y equals to 0 in equation 1. Done. What happens then? This becomes, that is 0 minus, what is the value of a? This minus x is 0, this minus input as it is, and what is the value of a? A is minus 4. Square plus, so again y is 0 minus, this is minus 3 square equals to what happens is minus into minus becomes plus, so 4 square, that is nothing but 4 square plus, again 0 is minus into minus plus 3 square equals to r square, which is nothing but r square equals to 4 square is 16, 3 square is 9, so r square will be 25. I love this. Therefore, r equals to square root of 25, that becomes 5 units. Done. That is r equals to 5 units. Now, once you find the radius r, substitute this value in equation 1. What is our equation 1? I love this. Now, from fundamental equation to the circle, what is that? X minus a square plus y minus b square equals to r square. This is a fundamental equation. So what I'll do, I'll substitute the value of this, that is nothing but x minus, what is a is nothing but minus 4, that is minus 4, done, plus y minus b is minus 3, equals to r square. R square is nothing but 5 square. Done. I love this. So what happens to this? Minus and minus plus, that is x plus 4 the whole square plus minus into minus plus become plus y plus 3 the whole square equals to 5 square. Done. So what happens to this? This is nothing but we will expand this. This is x square plus 8x plus 16 plus this is a plus b the whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Done. So this will become to y square plus 6y plus 9 equals to 5 square is 25. So this becomes x square plus y square plus 8x plus 6y, 16 plus 9 is 25 equals to 25. So if you bring this minus n towards left, it becomes, if you bring this 25 towards left, it becomes minus 25. So that is x square plus y square plus 8x plus 6y plus 25 and bring this, so this 25 equals to 0. So plus 25 minus 25 cancels. You are left with what? That is x square plus y square plus 8x plus 6y equals to 0. This is the required equation to the circle passing through the origin. So what you notice here? So if you compare this with general equation to circle, what is general equation? That is, I love this. From general equation to circle, from general equation we have what? I love this. That is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. What difference do you find here? So here x square term is there, x square term is there, x square term. Here y square term is there. 2g term is there. This term also is there, but the term c is missing. So the constant c is missing. So what does it signify? When there is no constant term c in the general equation, that means to say that the circle passes through the origin. So make a note here. I rub this. So I call this as equation 2 and this is equation 3. I rub these things. Comparing equation 2 and equation 3, we find the constant term C is missing. Hence, the circle passes through the origin. So dear students, what you have to prove, this constant term is not there. In the event, if you had x square plus y square 8x plus 6y and some value of c, say 4 or 3 or 2 plus 2 or plus 3 or whatever value, then this shouldn't have passed through the origin. So what in the examination you have to mention, since the constant c is missing in the equation, it means to say that the circle is passing through the origin. That's it. So we'll go for next problem. So dear students, we have a problem of next variety, that is, in the earlier cases we have studied the equation circle when radius is given or points are given, but in this case we have a problem where the points as well as an equation to a line is given. So we have to find the equation to a circle. So dear students, let's analyze the problem. Find the equation of circle having the centers 2, 1 and touching the line 3x plus 4y minus 5 equals to 0. So we know that the radius of the circle is always perpendicular to the tangent at any point on the circle, isn't it? So now you refer this here, the figure. Actually I have drawn the figure and kept ready to save the time, and it is very difficult to draw a freehand sketch of a circle. That's why I made it and kept ready for you. So here see, what I do is, in this particular problem, instead of using a comma b for the center, I will use, that is, alpha comma beta, because, and this is our radius. Why I am using this alpha comma beta, I will let you know a little later. And we see this, he has given a circle whose radius is not known, only the points are given. So the points are, that is C is, these are the points, center point, that is C equals to alpha beta, where alpha equals to 2, beta equals 1. And he has given a line touching the, so he has given a line touching the circle, and the equation of the line is what? 3x plus 4y minus 5 equals to 0. So this line is nothing but a tangent to the circle. So whenever a radius touches a tangent, always it is perpendicular. That is known, we have studied also earlier. Now we need to find the radius, isn't it? We need to find a radius in order to find the equation to a circle. So using this concept, that is the points concept as well as the equation to a line, we have to find a radius. So there is a relation for that which you are going to learn, and that's a formula which you need to remember. So dear students, using the relation, now using the fundamental equation to the circle. What is that? That is x minus, in the previous case I had taken x minus a, but in this case I am going to take alpha cum beta, because I will tell you the reason little later. So alpha, both are same, the whole square plus y minus beta the whole square equals to r square. So see, as long as you know the problem, the procedure, the method, whatever is the notation for your center, it can be a comma b or alpha comma beta or h comma k, whatever it is. If you know the method, you can use any of this notation while solving the problem. So I'll tell you why. Here in the given problem, here alpha equals to 2 and beta equals to 1. So center points, right? But we don't know what is r, radius. Once you find the radius of the circle, that is nothing but the radius of the circle, Cp, right? You can easily put the radius into this and find the equation. Now since we don't know the radius, but we know the point, center point, and the equation to the line, we can easily find out the radius. How? Note 1. We know that the radius of the circle is always perpendicular to the tangent to the tangent of the tangent to the circle touching at any point on the circle. So you mean to say, this means to say that you draw the tangent wherever you want on the circumference. So that tangent, if you draw a perpendicular, if you join that particular point P to center of the radius, at center of the circle, that is radius, it will be always perpendicular, right angles. So that is the rule number 1, the concept. And second thing is, most important fact, which is a fulcrum of the problem. So what is that? The distance of the center point x1 comma y1 to the line ax plus by plus c is given by what? R equals to mod of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by square root of a square plus b square. So I repeat the very important point, the distance of the center point x comma y, that is x1 y1 to the line ax plus by plus c is given the relation r equals to mod of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by a square plus b square. You need to remember this formula, because here, see, here we have the center point. It can be x1, y1 or alpha, beta, whatever it is, to this point, that is Cp, is given by, that is Cp in the sense, this line, any line, it can be whatever value, but in general I have made ax plus by, because ax plus by, they are constants, plus c is also constant, a also is constant, b is also constant, is given by relation this. Using this relation, so we are going to find the equation to the circle. So I call this as equation 1. Equation 1. I love this. Please make a note of this. Here alpha equals to 2, beta equals to 1, this is alpha, and this is beta equals to 1, and a, in this case it is x1 y1, okay. So a is nothing but this is our a, and this is our B, and this is our C. So here A equals to 3, B equals to 4, and C equals to -5. Done. So I rub this points. Therefore, R equals to mod of A is what? A is 3 into x1 is, this is nothing but x1. So I can also, in this case it is x1 is 2 plus B. What is B? B is 4 comma 1 plus C. In this case it is -5. This will be -5 divided by mod of, that is square root of A, that is 3 square plus 4 square. So this becomes what? This will be mod of 6 plus 4 minus 5 divided by square root of 3 square is 9 plus 4 square is 16. Done. I rub this. What happens to this? So that is R equals to 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 minus 5 is 5, 5 divided by, this is root of 9 plus this becomes 9 plus 16 is 25, so this becomes 5. So divided by 5 divided by 5, that is equals to 1. Done. Therefore R equals to 1. So we have found the value of R. Once we have found the value of R, substitute the value of R in the fundamental equation to a circle, and that's it. So let's do it. So you understood, let me rub this. So now we have so using the fundamental equation to the circle, right? That is x minus alpha the square plus y minus beta square equals to r square. So I'll rub this. So that equals x is how much? Don't know, that is the formula. Alpha is 2 the whole square plus y minus 1 the whole square equals to 1 square, because r is 1, so 1 square. So that's what we have to find. We have done. So this is a minus b the whole square is what? X square minus 4x plus 4, it is y square minus 2y, 2ab, 2y plus 1 equals to 1. Done. So what happens to this? Let's simplify. This equals to x square plus y square minus 4x minus 2y. So this plus 1 and this minus this 1, because 1 you bring to the left hand side, it becomes minus 1. So this one and this one cancels. I left with plus 4 equals to 0. So what happens? This is the required equation to the circle. I rub this. Therefore, the required equation to the circle is x square plus y square minus 4x minus 2y plus 4 equals to 0. I'll rub this because otherwise it will confuse you. Equals to 0. This is your final answer. So dear students, very simple problem. Only thing you need to learn that formula. So now you have understood why I have used alpha comma beta, because we had that r equals to what? Equals to ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by a square plus b square. Supposing I had used a comma b, you would have got clashed. You would have got 3 into this 2. You would have got confused, isn't it? In order to avoid that confusion, I have used alpha or beta. If you don't like alpha or beta, you can use h and k in such problems. So you can also use what? H comma k for the center. So in this particular problem, I have used my old notation alpha comma beta. But for your sake, I replaced it by a comma b. But in this problem, a comma b is different. I don't want to confuse you. So dear students, we'll go for the next problem, which is similar to this, and afterwards we shall end it. We shall end part 1 and we'll think about making part 2. We'll think about studying part 2 in the next class. So I'll take the next problem. We have one more problem. Find the equation of the circle having the center 2, 3 and touching the circle and touching the line 3x minus 4y plus 1 equals to 0. So this problem is quite similar to the previous one. So just for the sake of practice, I am doing it because the procedure, everything is same, method is same, only thing the values are changed. But you have to practice it. For your sake, I am doing one more problem. So all the problems are quite similar in this particular case. In such cases where when the equation to a line is given and points are given, the remaining is cakewalk for you. So dear students, to begin with, we know the radius of a circle is always perpendicular to the tangent at any point on the circumference. That is, whatever tangent you draw at any point of the circle, on the surface of the circle, so that radius will be always perpendicular. So remember this point. So if you want, you can write while starting the problem. Note this for your sake, but in the examination you need not have to write all this. You write, no problem. We know that the radius of the circle is always perpendicular to the tangent of the tangent but is perpendicular to the tangent to the circle at any point on the, this is important, you take anywhere, you draw a tangent here, it will be perpendicular, you draw a tangent here, it will be perpendicular, radius will be. And second point is, I will make this as point 1 and point 2. The distance from the point x comma y, or you can say x1 comma y1 to the line ax plus by plus c equals 0 is given by what? D equals to, see here I would like to explain here. So what it says, first thing is the radius of tangent always perpendicular. I have explained to you, any line perpendicular to tangent, any line from the center to the tangent is always perpendicular to the tangent at any point in the circle, right? That is very clear. Second, the distance from the point, you take any point, that is center point, point means center point, or you want, you can add here center point x1 y1 or h comma k, whatever you want, you can take it to the circle, to the line. So this line, so the distance between the center to this line is given by the relation, I'll tell you. But what is this distance Cp? Distance Cp is nothing but your radius, isn't it? So distance d equals to c equals to r, isn't it? So from here to here we are going to calculate the distance using distance formula or using this. So in the event you are given points, supposing you had some points here, you have used distance formula, that is x2 under the root x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, we would have got a radius, that is distance, right? But in this case, since he has given the equation to the line, we have to use this. So distance from center to this tangent is given by the relation, that is distance is Cp, and that Cp is nothing but R, which is nothing but mod of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by under the root a square plus b square. This is an important formula you need to remember. So using this we can get a radius. Now we will substitute the values here. Now supposing I had taken as a usual c equals to, that is C equals to A comma B. A comma B. What would have happened here? A into A, you would have got confused. For that reason, I chose H comma K in this case. Earlier I had chosen alpha comma beta, but now for your sake, for your convenience sake, I took it H comma K. So what happens here? Here what is A? A is, this part is known as A, this 4 is B, and this is our C. Here A equals to 3, B equals to minus 4, and C equals to 1. Done. So I call this as equation 1. So what I'll do is substitute these values in equation 1. I rub this. Substituting it in equation 1, we get what? R equals to mod of, what is A? A is 3 into, and X in this case is nothing but x1 y1. So x1 is 2, so B is minus 4, that is minus 4 into 3, right, and C is plus 1 sorry, so plus 1 mod, close the mod, divided by under the root, that is 3 square plus 4 square. I'll rub this. Okay, I can write here. So this is nothing but, so 3 into 2 is 6, minus 4 3s are 12, minus 12 plus 1, done. This will be 3 square plus 4 square, because so here you can take minus 4 square. I'll write this so that, so this is minus 4 square, right. I love this. That is R equals to 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 minus 12 is minus 5, divided by 3 3s are, this becomes what? Under the root 3 3s are 9, plus minus 4 the whole square is nothing but 16, this is nothing but root of 25, nothing but 5, so divided by 5, mod of minus 5 is nothing but 5 itself, divided by 5 becomes 1, therefore R equals to 1. Once again we got R equals to 1, whatever is the value, just put it. Now, once you know the radius of the circle, you can substitute the value of radius in our equation 1, that is our fundamental equation to a circle. So, I'll write this. Now, using the fundamental equation to the circle we get what? In this case x minus h, because I used h minus h, whatever you want, you can use alpha or h. Don't use a because we have already used a formula. Don't use a. The whole square plus y minus k the whole square equals to r square. So what happens here? That is equals to x minus h is what? H is 2 x minus square plus y minus 3 square equals to 1 square. What happens to this? This becomes x square minus 4x plus 4 plus y square minus 6y plus 9 equals to 1. Done. So what happens to this? This equals to x square plus y square, we rearranged it, minus 4x minus 6y, 4 plus 9 is 13 plus 13 equals to 1. I'll rub this. So that is x square plus y square minus 4x minus 6y. So if you bring this one to the left hand side, plus 13 minus 1 becomes plus 12 equals to 0. This is a required equation to the circle. This is the required equation to the circle. So dear students, even if I do 10 problems, it will be similar to this. So I have done 2 problems, is more than enough for you. So with this knowledge, you can be able to tackle any problem given to you as far as fundamental equations are concerned. So we'll get into general equation to circle in the next class, in part 2. So I have covered a lot of problems for you in dealing with fundamental equation to a circle. So in a nutshell, what all we have learnt? We have learnt how to find the radius of a circle, the center of a circle, the equation to a circle, the fundamental equation to circle, then the general equation to a circle, and how to find the equation circle when points are given, and how to find the equation circle when radius is given, and find the equation circle when points as well as the equation to a line, that is when the circle is touching to the line, a given line. So we have done all this. So there is more than enough for you to handle any sort of problem given to you pertaining to your fundamental equation to a circle. So dear students, so I end part 1 of my video which pertaining to circles. In the coming time, the next class we will learn more about part 2, that is general equation to a circle, where we will learn a lot of problems, very nice interesting problems, and that to do those problems the knowledge of these things are very important, and I have made you understand circles in such a way that you will feel it very comfortable, relaxed, and you will find it easy, and it has been taught in simple steps to you. So dear students, I have put my hard work, my sincerity into my work. I have really cleared all your doubts. I have educated you. I have done total justice with you. Now it is your responsibility to retaliate, and I expect you to like, share and subscribe to my channel, because that is important, and I deserve your subscription for my hard work, because we need some sort of motivation from your end, otherwise it will be disheartening, and it will definitely make me to it pains me, that much I can say. So dear students, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell button. The reason is, if you press the bell button and select all, whatever videos I post on YouTube, you will receive it, you will receive the notification of it wherever you are or wherever I am, and you will not miss out even a single class of mine whenever I post a new video onto YouTube. So with these few words, I end my part 1 of circles, and very soon we will do part 2. So dear students, I hope you will definitely subscribe to my channel. With these words, I end my video with a note. I wish you all good luck, good night, thank you, and take care of yourself. God bless you. Bye.